まもなくユニバーサルシティに着きます。
We will soon be arriving at Universal City.
send all the words. The next station is Kyoto.
Hey y'all, I'm currently getting ready in the new hotel bathroom that I'm in. This is the first and final hotel that I'm in. I've been to like 3 separate hotels throughout my whole Tokyo stay, and it is coming to an end. I leave in 2 days, so I have 2 full days left. So today and Thursday, and then I leave Friday. So it's been bittersweet. Went to Tokyo. Obviously, I started in Tokyo, went to Osaka for 2 days, and then went to Kyoto for a day trip, and now I'm back in Tokyo, but not really Tokyo. I'm actually outside of Tokyo. I'm in the Haneda Airport Hotel, and the reason why I decided to do that is because I didn't want to have to worry about carrying luggages or like trying to find transportation to get to the airport. So the fact that we're already at the airport, essentially, it just makes it easier for like when it's time to go. We already know that we're at the airport. We just got to get to our terminal. So it just made it easier for us to do it this way. Of course, that's optional. I know there's tons of great shuttle services that can provide you the opportunity to get to the airport, but as for me, I don't want to have to worry about that, especially at the very last minute of my trip. So I just booked the hotel, airport hotel that was right there. It leaves us right at the airport. We had to kind of like walk through the terminals to get to the hotel itself, but it gives me a peace of mind knowing that I'm already at the airport when it's time to go. Our flight for Friday is at 5:45, so actually we have like the whole morning to kind of do last minute things or just, hang out. So that's gonna be good. And yeah, so one thing I would love about Tokyo or just Japan in general is that they have a great train system. And this is coming from somebody who was born and raised in New York and have been taking public transportation all their lives. Their transportation system is top tier. Yes, you will get lost. I know the first 2 days it was tough, just trying to navigate, but it really does get easier with time. And honestly, anyone with common sense, just read the signs, read the exits, use Google Maps. Google Maps is really, really good for the train system. Not so much for navigating outside. I would prefer to use Apple Maps for outside, but definitely for Google Maps is actually really good for trying to navigate the train system, because it tells you specifically which exit to get off, which cart to go into in the train. if you want a faster exit. And then just again, the trains are very, very, very easy to navigate because there's signs everywhere. And one thing I appreciate about Tokyo specifically is that they do have translation throughout the whole train ride. So like they'll say it in Japanese and then they'll repeat it in English. Some parts of Osaka don't do that, so it was really more so just making sure that we're paying attention and reading reading the map on the screen, the monitor that goes on that's in the train station. So that's the only thing. But honestly, since I've been to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto on this trip, I will say my favorite is obviously Tokyo. I just love it. I love that there's so many things to do here. So many restaurants, just like you'll never get bored in Tokyo. It pretty much reminds me of an elevated New York City, like just very innovative, high-tech stuff, restaurants every corner, but clean. Everything is clean, and that's just like the main thing for me. Everything is so clean, and I just truly appreciate that. Osaka, I liked it. I mean, I don't think it was much to do. Like, we went to the Osaka Castle. I didn't get to go to the Fushimi Shrine, which is unfortunate because it was raining. But then we went to Dotonbori, which is the Canal River, where they have a whole bunch of restaurants, and just is really great for like a nightlife type of vibe. But it was super cold that day. Like, it was so cold. Like, the weather was just kind of like, it had its ups and it had its downs. Like, sometimes it was really cold, not really cold, but like you definitely need a jacket. And then like today, for example, it's like 60 something degrees. Tomorrow is like 70 something degrees, like almost 80 degrees. So I'm like, oh, it's lit, you know? So the weather fluctuates for sure. It rains here and there as well. So you'll probably end up you need to get an umbrella. So that day specifically that we went to the canal, the Dotonbori, it was raining and it was like cold and it was like raining a little bit. But I mean, it was cool, I guess. It was just it was very overstimulating. It was like lots of people. Like I thought Tokyo was a lot of people. Nah, Osaka got it. It was a lot of people there. But nonetheless, it was cool. And then Kyoto was definitely a very beautiful vibe. Like, I just love the culture there. You know, you can tell like they really maintained tradition there. Compared to like the Osaka and Tokyo, which is a lot more modern. But I just love it. It's beautiful. It's very serene, very beautiful. Lots of nice temples that you can visit. I definitely would go back, like when I come back to Japan, which I will, of course. But when I do come back to Japan, I would definitely stay in Kyoto for at least 2 nights because I feel like a day trip is not enough. Like, I was getting so comfortable just being there and having a good time, but then I'm realizing that like we have to go back to Osaka, and a train ride to Osaka from Osaka to Kyoto, at least with like regular transportation, not a bullet train or a JR line, whatever, was at least an hour and a half, at least, you know what I mean? So we had to go. I didn't want to be late, not late, but like I just want to. I know the commute was long, so I didn't want to just be out all night, but it's definitely a nice place, and I definitely want to go back. The highlight of that Kyoto day trip was the kimono tea ceremony. It's just so beautiful. I felt like a princess, literally, and it was just interesting to hear about the history behind the tea ceremonies, and it felt good just being fitted for a kimono too. It was really, really fun. So I highly recommend doing the tea ceremony. They also have the same company. They also have it in Tokyo, but I just feel like I would prefer to do it in Kyoto because it just gives that vibe. Like, Kyoto gives that vibe, that traditional cultural vibe. So that's why I chose Kyoto to do it, the tea ceremony in, and it was really fun. So right now I'm getting ready because we have a reservation for the art aquarium in Ginza, and the next 2 days is pretty much, well, today is the art aquarium in Ginza, and then after that we're just going to explore. Tomorrow we're supposed to be going to Disneyland, but because the weather is so nice, I don't think we're gonna go anymore. I think we're just gonna take advantage and just go to any place that we didn't get to go to prior to leaving for Osaka, and just enjoying the weather. I don't want to be trapped in an amusement park all day, and this weather is so beautiful. I wish this weather showed up for Universal Studios. It was nice throughout the whole day, but as soon as we got to Super Nintendo World, it got cloudy, and then all of a sudden it just started raining. Luckily, I was able to get some videos and some cute pictures, but I was so disappointed that it started raining. Nonetheless, I was just so happy to be there because that was a dream of mine to go to Super Nintendo World. So, but yeah, I think we're gonna skip Disney World tomorrow because, again, the weather is nice and we're gonna take full advantage of it. So we're gonna skip it. However, just a disclaimer: if you do stay at this particular hotel, they do provide free shuttle services to Disneyland. But the only thing is that you get picked up at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you'd have to leave the hotel at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then they pick up everyone that's going back to the hotel at 10 p.m. So it's kind of like you're trapped in Disney World the whole day, unless you just find your own way of transportation back home. But either way, I just feel like I already have my fair share of experience being in the amusement park at the Universal Studios. I'm not really, trying to go to another amusement park here. If I want to go to Disney, I'll just go to the one in Orlando. But who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow. Maybe I'll want to come again. Maybe I want to go because I know they do have like fireworks, and I've always wanted to see. I've been to Disney World before, like in Orlando, but I've never gone at night where they have like the fireworks. So that was something that I wanted to do. Not sure if that's gonna happen though, but again, the weather's 80 degrees. I'm taking full advantage, just exploring Tokyo. And I'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. But for now, I think I'm just gonna do Tokyo Adventure because honestly, we've just been having a lot of things like activities booked. So I definitely want to dedicate one day to something that we're freestyling, we're chilling, we're just kind of like going with the flow instead of having things pre-booked. Definitely dedicate at least 1 or 2 days of just that, just freestyling, where you don't have anything booked, you just pretty much go to wherever you want to go. And so that's pretty much what we're trying to do for tomorrow, especially since the weather is really that nice. It's going to be that nice. We want to take full advantage. But yeah, I'm excited for Ginza. I like Ginza. It's really, it's like a luxury district. They have a lot of luxury stores and it's really nice. So we're gonna take the train there. I think from Haneda Airport to like the city, Tokyo specifically, I think it's about 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not too bad, honestly. You get used to the train system. Like we take the train everywhere. Like the only time we took an Uber was for the bullet train and for nightlife. That one time we went out for nightlife, but other than that, we've been taking trains everywhere and it's just very sufficient. You save a lot more money doing that as well. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. I just love Japan and I just want to kind of like check on with you guys because I haven't been doing that, but I love Japan. I will be back. I'm already trying to plan when I can come back, like whether it's next year, no more than 2 years. Like if I could do next year, that would be great. Like I love Japan for sure. The people were very nice, very friendly. I didn't feel uncomfortable. No one ever made me feel uncomfortable, and for the most part, everyone just minds their business. Like no one's gonna be up in your face, like none of that. Like everyone minds their business. No one's gonna be up in your face. If you do need help, people are friendly enough to help you, and they're nice and they're always like greeting you, with respect. They're really big on respect here, and I just appreciate that. Very demure. But yeah, I'm so hungry and I'm excited to be back in Tokyo because I know that's where all the good eats are at. Well, actually, Osaka had some good eats too. Don't get me wrong. The sushi that I had that night, it was alright. I wasn't really feeling the sushi. It was okay, but we just didn't have enough time to like really explore Osaka because it was just so cold. Like I just didn't want to deal with that. But I know Osaka has some good eats too, but I'm just excited to be back in Tokyo, honestly. If I'm being honest, like I said, Tokyo is my number one. Kyoto is number two. Osaka's number three for me. And hopefully, God willing, next time I go to Japan, I'll visit other places throughout Japan. So maybe, I forgot the other names, but I've heard great things about different parts of Japan. So hopefully I'll be able to do that as well. But anyways, just wanted to check up with you guys and give you, you know, an update on what's going on. So pretty much we're almost at the end. Soon heading back to New York, but we're at the Haneda Airport Hotel, and yeah, we're gonna get our day started. Well, our afternoon started because it's pretty much 3 o'clock, almost about to be 4. Our reservation is for the museums at 5:30, so we're gonna head out now. I just finished getting ready, and I'm not wearing anything crazy. This top is from Fashion Nova. I have on jeans, which you can't even see. I have on jeans from, where did I get these jeans from? Where did I get these jeans from? Top Fashion Nova jeans, Old Navy. This is Old Navy. Yeah. Jeans, Old Navy, and I'm just putting on accessories. And I have my hair in the middle part, my earrings. Yeah, nothing crazy, but I'm ready to go. So I'll catch up with you guys, show you guys what Ginza's given today, and, you know, pick you back up at the aquarium. Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Jay reporting to you live, and it's officially my last day in Japan. My flight is at 6 p.m. So pretty much checked out, got some lunch, and then got some last minute things, souvenirs and stuff like that, and we're pretty much waiting for our flight at this point. The best part about it is that, again, we are staying at the Haneda Airport Hotel, so we pretty much don't have to go anywhere far. Our luggage is already stored with the front desk, and all we have to do is grab them and then head to our terminal, which is not even a long walk because our terminal is within the same place where our hotel is. We're supposed to leave at 5:45. Now we're leaving at 6. So I guess there was a delay coming from New York. The plane that we're gonna be in, there was a delay with the one that's coming from New York. So therefore, our flight got delayed. But nonetheless, as by the grace of God, we'll be on the plane on time. No more changes. And we'll land safely in New York by the grace of God. But I just want to do like a quick recap of like this trip. Overall, 10 out of 10, Japan is always going to be on my bucket list. Like, it's one of those places that those countries that you just always want to come back to. So I definitely am already seeing if I can make plans to come back next year or the year after, but I definitely would love to go back to Japan. It's just one of a kind type. So yeah, basically I just wanted to kind of give you guys some tips. I have like a whole bunch of tips that I just kind of like wrote up for you guys when you are planning your Japan trip. So the first thing is to wear comfortable shoes. I pretty much wore my New Balances every day. There's only one time that I wore my Hello Kitty sneakers, and they were cute, but they were not comfortable for long walks. And speaking of long walks, we were doing on average 15K steps a day. So it's one of those places where you're just gonna walk, and you just have to get accustomed to that, because Uber prices are super expensive out here. It's pretty much more worth it to take the train, and the trains are so good. Like the train systems are so good. Everything is so timely, so structured. You won't have any issue with like public transportation. Like, being from New York, we know that sometimes the trains can be unreliable. Sometimes there are delays and there's no explanation as to why there's delays. But with this, in Japan, the public transportation is amazing, so you don't have to worry about that. And on top of that, there's so many things to see. Like, no matter what city or district you're in Tokyo or wherever part of Japan you're in, like, there's so much to see. So there's going to be a lot of walking. So definitely wear comfortable shoes, because even though New Balances are the most comfortable sneakers I've ever owned, my feet were still hurting. I did get some foot patches, the one that they recommended to get from Don Quijote. I didn't get to try it on this trip. I plan to try it back home and then hopefully give you guys an update review like on if it actually works. But apparently people say that those foot patches are worth it. Like, they actually help you relieve any type of foot pain you may have. Didn't get to try it like once again, but the moral of the story is wear comfortable shoes, because you're gonna walk a lot. You're gonna walk a lot and your feet are gonna be sore. I would recommend wearing the foot patches, or maybe seeing if you can find like a massage place where you can get foot massages or onsen for a nice like spa therapeutic day. But definitely, number one, wear comfortable shoes. I can't emphasize that enough. Second tip, bring cash. Okay, so some shops or street markets do not take credit cards, so just bring cash. What we did is we literally converted our USD to yen at the currency exchange place at the airport. As soon as we landed, we went to the currency exchange place in the airport, and we just did that there. That's like the best way you can get like the best value. So yeah, so we still have some yen pretty much left over. So we're still we're gonna try to use it before we get on the plane, because obviously it has no value once we're back in the US. But yeah, definitely bring cash. And number 3, get a Suica card. Download it on your phone. I'd use my wallet, my Apple Wallet, to just download it on my phone. Or you can just get the physical card and put a good amount of money on it, because literally you're gonna have to constantly scan your Suica card to get into the train, to exit the train, and even to transfer to different stations. So you're gonna always need your Suica card on deck when you're at when you're in the train, like to go in, to go out, and to transfer. There's even times where you can even use it for like the grocery stores, such as 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson's. You can use a Suica card there as well. But definitely always get a Suica card as soon as you land. Get that. I just added it on my wallet. It was more convenient that way because once I ran out of money, I just added more to my wallet instead of having to go to an actual machine and putting cash in, because sometimes the machines can be confusing. So it was easy for me to just do it on my phone, and literally just the same way that you do Apple Pay, you just double tap and put your passcode and scan it on the kiosk, and it's there. So yeah. Thing when you're navigating the train system, use Google Maps. I feel like Google Maps was very efficient when it came to finding which exit to leave. Like, you know, it was efficient in order to find out like which is the best exit, which cart you should enter in order to like get out the train quicker, how many minutes or the time that the train will be arriving. And so it was very efficient when it came to the train, but it was more confusing to use it for street navigation. However, Apple Maps was a lot more easier, in my opinion, to use for street navigation. So I kind of like alternated between the two apps throughout the trip. So yeah, Google Maps for trains, Apple Maps or your regular phone map for street navigation. And again, I feel like most of my tips are kind of geared towards commute, but if you have reserved activities, make sure to leave 1 hour ahead to give yourself time to look for the location. Again, you're gonna get lost. It's just no going about it. Like, there's no going away from it. Like, you're gonna get lost. It's just part of like what makes it the Japan trip. Like, you're gonna get lost, and it's okay. Like, the first 2 days was so frustrating for me because it's kind of like, yo, we were stuck in the train for a good 20 minutes just trying to figure out where to go. But it gets easier with time. And again, the train system is so structured and so organized and so efficient. Like, there's signs everywhere. Pay attention to your Google Maps and which particular exit they're asking you to go to. And then again, they also have a lot of like English translation on either the intercom or the signs. They'll have in English translation, so like you'll be fine. But you know, just in case, definitely give yourself some time, grace period, to like get to the train, commute, walk around to find your way out, and then find the place out once you get off the train. That's another adventure right there, like trying to find the place out once you get out the train. So give yourself some time to get to your reserved activities or whatever you got going on booked. Another thing, if you're visiting multiple cities and going to different hotels, you can ask the front desk to transfer your luggage to the next destination instead of having to carry all your luggages in the train station. We had a check bag and a carry-on suitcase and a backpack, so that goes to show, like, it's a lot having to, our first day landing to Japan, we took the train to our hotel. So it was a lot. It was frustrating because we didn't know anything about the Japan train system. And we got lost with a whole bunch of luggages. It was super frustrating. So we knew definitely when we were going from Tokyo to Osaka that we wanted to get that, our luggages transferred from the hotel to the other hotel that we're gonna stay at. So we did that, and it was such a smooth process. All that you have to do is just tell your front desk as soon as you get there, like, hey, I'm gonna be here from this date to this date. Will it be possible for you to, transfer my luggage to the next destination for me? You give them the specific details as to when or where the hotel is, and then what time you want the luggage to get delivered. And what they do is that they just measure the weight of your suitcase. They kind of do the dimensions of measure the dimensions of your suitcase and kind of weigh it to determine the price of how much you would pay. I think mine was like $25. Okay, finishing off my tips. You want to make a Google Maps list of all the places, restaurants that you want to visit. It will make it easier to remember. Like, at first I had an itinerary, kind of planned out, but it was easier for me to just add all the restaurants, all the places that I wanted to visit throughout Japan on a Google Maps. And I just kind of grouped them into different cities. So I had Osaka restaurants, Japan restaurants, Tokyo restaurants, Kyoto restaurants, and then Tokyo places to go, Tokyo nightlife, Osaka nightlife, etc. Just I grouped them into different lists, and it made it easier so that way, I had that flexibility of just going on the Google Maps because I was already using it for navigation anyway, and then finding like based on the area that I was in. So let's say I was in Ginza and I wanted something to eat, but I don't have reservations. I didn't make any reservations for any restaurant. It was kind of like a walk-in type of thing. So I just looked at the area that I was in and I just kind of looked at my Google Maps to see which restaurants that I have listed on there based on my Google Maps list to determine what I wanted to eat that day. So, I think it makes it easier because there's so many things to see, so many things to do. You don't even need to like have restaurants, like places that you want to eat planned out ahead of time, but it just makes it easier to like know where you want to go because there's so many restaurants on every corner of every block. But if you have an idea of like restaurants that you must visit, that'll give you an idea. Okay, oh yeah, this is I'm in Ginza, for example. I know I wanted to go to this gyoza place to get gyozas. So now that I'm here in this area, let me go to this place. But yeah, you don't necessarily need to have like restaurants planned out because again, there's so many food spots. But yeah, definitely get a Google Maps list, make a Google Maps list, and it'll make it easier for like trying to find where you are and then what places are around you that you wanted to visit. So speaking of like visiting places and restaurants, most places here open at 10 to 11 a.m. So they're not really big on breakfast here. There were a couple of places that had breakfast and they were open at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Like for example, we went to Egg Slut, which is not necessarily a Japanese franchise. It's global because they have one in Vegas, they have one in the States, but it was one of the places that we wanted eggs, we wanted like real breakfast food, so we went there and that was open at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. But most places like Japanese cuisine foods aren't open till like 10 to 11. So if you're staying at a hotel, try to book one that offers free breakfast. We were lucky that all our hotels offered breakfast some way, but for the most part we went to like a local 7-Eleven and or a Family Mart or Lawson's to eat some breakfast food to start our day. Not all activities need to be pre-booked. A lot of the things that you want to do in Tokyo are free, like visiting the temples and all that stuff, but you just want to make sure you get there early because it gets really crowded, as expected. There are only a couple of things that I would make sure that you book ahead of time, which is Shibuya Sky and Team Labs. You want to make sure you pre-book those things ahead of time, especially Shibuya Sky because it's so popular, and it will get sold out. So I booked mine 4 weeks in advance. That's when the date comes out for you to book for your tour. And we didn't even get the sunset time. We got like at 6:40. Honestly, I liked the time that we chose because it was like nice, like it was nighttime and the views were really nice. But you can choose whichever you want. But if you want to get sunset, like if that's something that you really want to do, you have to book ahead of time. I used KK Day instead of Klook because it was easier to kind of like get a time. I feel like Klook a lot of people were having difficulty with getting reservations on Klook.com for Shibuya Sky. So I used KK Day and it was really good. Then speaking of getting things ahead of time, I would definitely recommend getting an express pass for Universal Studios. Obviously people go there mainly for Super Nintendo World, which duh, like why not? Like that's a dream come true for sure. So Super Nintendo World, you have to get a timed entry ticket. Some people just go really early in the morning and then kind of like wait online and hopefully get a time ticket for that day. I didn't want to take that chance. So I just got an express pass and it made things easier because we already had the time booked to go to Super Nintendo World. We didn't have to worry about, are we going to get a ticket or not? You know what I mean? So definitely get an express pass. I would recommend getting an express pass. It made things so much easier. We were able to just get through, skip the lines, and just enjoy Super Nintendo World before it started raining. I will say though that they're very strict when it comes to the time that you can enter it. When we tried to go earlier to, Super Nintendo World, they were like, oh no, like it's too early. But we went again, like maybe like closer to our time, like at 5 something, and then we were able to get through. So just an FYI, but definitely get an express pass just to make things easier for yourself. Make sure your phone has international service. I have T-Mobile, so I was able to get an international service plan. But if you don't have T-Mobile, or if your phone line doesn't have international service, get an eSIM, get a portable Wi-Fi. You're gonna need it, not so much for social media, but really just to navigate, using Google Maps and Apple Maps, because you're gonna need assistance to like. You're gonna need that visual aid when you're trying to get to from point A to point B. So I highly recommend getting making sure that you have service out there. Get an international pass, or just get the eSIM, get the pocket Wi-Fi for the time that you're gonna be here. And last but not least, and I'm sure this is like, I have more advice, but this is the only thing that I had listed for now. Just bring a portable charger. You're going to be out and about all day, so chances are you're going to be using your phone. You're going to be taking a lot of pictures and videos, so you might need to bring a portable charger in order to make sure that your phone stays charged. You don't want to walk around with a dead phone, especially if you're using it for navigation. I brought a portable charger, but they also have options where you can go to a local 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson's, and you can get you can rent out a portable charger, and then rent it for a certain amount of, I don't know how much it is, but rent it for like a small fee. Use it, and then you can bring it back to any 7-Eleven, Lawson's, or Family Mart that is nearby. So that's another option as well if you do not have a portable charger. I'm sure there's tons of other advice that I can think of, but that's all I have written down. But last thing I'll recommend is to make sure that you have one day designated, or at least, not even one day, at least one day. So maybe like 1 to 3 days designated to just having fun. Don't be so caught up in just trying to do everything at a time schedule. Be flexible, because there's times where we wanted to do something, but it just wouldn't work out in our favor. So we had to kind of change our itinerary around, and that was fine. And just make sure you have a day that you don't have things pre-booked, that you just can just wake up late, start your day whenever you want, and just kind of like go in your own flow, instead of having to feel like, oh my God, I have to get everything done by this certain time because we have a reservation booked for 6 p.m. You know what I mean? So just have at least 1 to 3 days that is dedicated to just being free, and flexible, and doing what you want to do. And more importantly, have fun. This is Japan. Once again, a dream of a trip of a lifetime. This has been a dream trip of mine for a very long time. So the fact that I'm here, I made it here, and I was here for 2 weeks, and I had the best time of my life here. Definitely would come back. That's guaranteed. Book that trip. No regrets. Book that trip. Book that trip and worry later. Don't worry about anything else. Just book that flight and just make yourself get here. I will always cherish this trip. Always, always, always. Again, trip of a lifetime. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed my vlog. Hope you guys felt inspired to book that flight, or if you are already planning to go to Japan, hope you are inspired to, like, for some things that I did or places that I've ate. Maybe you can write that down on your itinerary if you're interested in it. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will see you guys back in New York. Nate Go Yard.